That's good, Sage. You hit the backstop.
We need to hot rod this bow.
What do you mean hot rod it?
I mean, fix it. Shoot.
Let's see what Daddy can do.
So as Sage was saying, this bow needs a little hot rodding or modifying. We bought this bow back for her. I think she was 6, 7 years old. It's not a bad bow for entry level. A couple of things that we like about it is it has the whisker biscuit rest, which is very user friendly for first time archers. It also has a pretty lightweight design. The riser is a polymer, which keeps the weight down, and it's pretty modern looking for a compound bow. Pulling it back, the draw weight is adjustable, and the limb design is kind of beyond parallel design, but there are a couple of things that we didn't like about the bow, and personally that I didn't like about it. A little background information on me. I'm a middle school teacher. I teach science and outdoor ed, and I'm also a 4-H archery instructor. And a lot of times I'll see this bow show up at practice sessions, and by the time a 9-year-old or 10-year-old gets to the average body size, they have outgrown this short draw length on this bow. So I got to thinking there's got to be a way, even though it's not adjustable, that I could tinker with or change the draw length on this bow. And I got to looking at these wheels. These wheels are kind of a plastic design, so I thought, what if we 3D printed new wheels or cams, and then I could change the design on it, and in doing so I could also build a custom set of strings for it that would fit the arrow better. And then if we're going to go that far into it, why not work on the cable guard, because when the kids carry the bow like this is inevitably going to get lost, and then they go to shoot, the cable has slid beyond the cable guard. So there's a couple of things here I think we can improve on. So stay tuned and we'll see what we can do to this bow. So after looking around on Thingiverse, I found a couple of different cam wheel designs for compound bows. The only problem was they were miniature designs, but a 3D print file, or STL as we call them, you're able to scale them up or scale them down, change the dimensions on them. And this was the design that I ended up going with. And as you can see, it is a G5 type design. It has the connection points located on the perimeter outside edge of the cam, and it's a 2-cam design, so all I had to do was print the first one and mirror it and print the second one. And so step 1 is complete. We got the file printed, and we're going to see if we can't rig this up on a bow. Well, here's the mod Frankenbow. Got these custom multicolored cables in a hybrid bowstring. I'm running into some timing issues, obviously, but proof of concept, it does work. And the cam needs to be larger to get a larger draw length. Well, after a little bit of testing with the binary cam system, found a couple of issues that I'm not real happy with, but I think that we can overcome. The first one is the timing issues. Paracord is not designed for compound bows, and if we're going to make a go at this, we're going to have to figure something out. Maybe actually build a string jig and make a true set of strings for it. And the second and most concerning issue that I'm running into is where the attachment points attach here. These were printed out in PLA filament, which is a little easier to work with than ABS, but getting the details like I wanted, I just really wasn't happy with this overall design. So I went back to the drawing board. So back to Thingiverse to look at some other bow cam designs, and we located a solo cam style idler wheel and softer design cam that I got to give credit to Sebastian Stickle. He has a great file format there on Thingiverse. You can actually, if you have enough parts and enough time, you can actually print out a complete miniature compound bow. So I want to thank him for these designs. It looks a lot like a Matthews design, and the attachment points are a lot better on this bow or on this cam, so hopefully this will be a better design. So we're going to try and see if we can have some luck with this one. So back to the drawing board, and here's what we ended up with. I went ahead and printed this out in ABS filament, smoothed it with some acetone to give it a little bit of strength, and turns out that it works. But there is still a weak link here, and the weak link is the attachment points for the cable and string. So what I did is I drilled out the center of the attachment point and tapped it for a 6/32, I believe, size, very small machine head screw, and then epoxied it in place, and hey, this works. We're going to put a D-loop on Sage's bow and let her try it out in the morning. So let's see what happens. Okay, we have rebuilt the bow, and we put a D-loop in it. I reworked the cam that was coming off track right here. Built a set of cables for it and strings, so Sage is going to try it. I hope it doesn't blow up on her. So what is your overall impression of us hot rodding it? Does it feel any different?
It feels good.
Yeah. Do you think it shoots any faster?
Yes, I do.
Just a little bit? Okay. All right, shoot another arrow. Let's see if
Can
it
I
works.
shoot this one?
It actually...
I almost ran out there.
Okay.
I didn't pull it back as far.
Okay, yeah. So now she's gonna shoot a longer arrow in it because she ran out of real estate with her arrow. What do you think?
That was good. That's where I was aiming.
Really?
Yeah.
One more. I want to see if it's gonna blow up. Notice you're shooting it and not me for the blow up portion. The blow up test. It's quieter.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for being my crash test dummy. So we're about 3.5 weeks out of starting this Frankenbow, hot rod bow modification, whatever you want to call it. And what started out as kind of a trivial thing, kind of a dare, could we do it, turned out to be a much, much more rewarding experience. To see some of these mid-sized kids have success with this bow where they weren't having success prior to. That little extra draw length was giving them a little more velocity, and they were hitting the targets. In fact, today we had our annual archery tournament there at school that kind of wraps up the school year. And believe it or not, several of the kids picked this bow out of the lineup to compete with it. So that was quite refreshing and enjoyable to see. We ended up doing a few final modifications, as we discussed earlier in the video. We put a string tamer or string stopper here, and also we put a cable guard that slides on the interior of the cable, gets the cable a little bit closer to the string, and also keeps that string from popping off the cable guard. So that worked out really well. And about 2.5 weeks ago, I approached my good friend Ben Womack about, he is a master in CNC machinist, and I approached him about turning a STL 3D print file into a CNC file, and in less than a week's time Ben was able to accomplish that, and we now have a fully machined cam in the same design as the 3D print file. I know that took Ben hours and hours to accomplish, and I really appreciate that, Ben. I sent him pictures of the kids' success, and he too was quite pleased with their success. So anyway, this is the hot rod bow mod. We had to put our maker's mark on it. Bear Brave bow. I would say this modification was a success. And until next time, we'll see you down the road somewhere.